anything's beating that.
All right, I'll change it then. Fuck. I'll take the Bumblebee jerseys.
Da. That's almost as bad as
dude. No
worse
way.
That's almost as bad as that's almost as bad as some Packer blue jerseys with the brown helmets, dude.
Them Packer blues.
No way you guys are about to start throwing trash.
If you're really picking the Packers
start talking
over
trash
the
on the fucking yellow dots.
Those are fire. Tyson, I'm with you. I like
See,
those.
them jerseys are fire, but if you're throwing it with a brown helmet, that's just an odd, dude. It's just brown pants and brown helmet.
It's a callback to the leather helmets.
Miss.
Still bad. Still miss. Still up.
Howdy, cowpokes. Welcome back to the lunch table. I'm Big Teist, joined as always by the boys. How we doing, boys? Howdy to you all.
Doing great.
Feeling good? Feeling ready?
Sir.
That's good. That's good
Yes,
to
I
hear.
am.
All right. We're one boy short. Might have Trev joining in halfway through, but we're just going to get going. Another week of NFL football has passed us by. Another week that did not disappoint, that did not fail to deliver the action and the drama. It was a pretty good week. I won some money on the side. Not important. But yeah. Oh, yeah, there's Trev. I'll start out again like last week talking about my Packers. Honestly, typical Packers fan thing to do. I'm going to complain about a win, even though it's a win. I thought we looked like dog shit. The offense just continues to have no consistency. We show flashes. Raj is still Raj, but consistency is going to be key for us going down the line. And I did not see it against the Patriots. I mean, we had some good drives, and then other times I think we were letting an inferior defense get the best of us. And then on the other side of the ball, this Packers defense that's supposed to be a top 5 unit fucking borderline struggled against Bailey Zapp. So I don't know. It was a rough one. Obviously we get the win in overtime, but the Patriots had a chance there at the end of the fourth where one first down, they were kind of at like our 40, one first down really would have won them that game. And that's how close it got for us. So I'm not really too happy coming out of this weekend for the Packers prospects for the rest of the season until we can get some consistency on both sides of the ball. Really, there's some good teams coming up on our schedule that will definitely run us into the ground if we play like that.
Fair enough. I was about to say, since I'm on the opposing side of that L you handed out, I honestly thought that your guys' offense did not look like it could. You guys definitely showed flashes, and your young guys definitely showed that they know what they're doing, and they like get open, they get the ball, but just a lot of the time, just the plays weren't there and they just weren't made. Your defense, honestly, your defense, I was expecting them to get just absolutely obliterated when it came to not having Mac Jones in the game and instantly losing Brian Hoyer right away as well. So I was like, oh, well, here we go. Here's going to be like a 40-point blowout just because Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. But then the first half happened, and I was just like, damn, fuck, Aaron Rodgers is human too. You know what I mean? And then second half came along and he started to hit more throws and everybody started making more plays and stuff like that. It was definitely a nail biter though. Obviously losing is not fun. But I was actually going to say this, something different about our defense is actually, I've been surprised after this last week about how well Jack Jones played his first start, had a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and a pick six in his first start ever. So he looked really, really good. Even though we lost J.C. Jackson, I think our DB room's definitely slept on. I mean, we're not top of the pack, but I definitely think there's a lot of upside to our DB room. And our front seven didn't look terrible. You guys didn't really run the ball super great, and then Aaron Jones kind of started going crazy towards the end of the game. It is what it is, but the 1-2 punch, I was expecting Dylan to have a lot more hard running yards, but it seemed like we contained him a lot better than Aaron Jones. We could contain Aaron Jones. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. An L's an L, but, a lot of upside from that loss, I think.
And I will say, obviously, Romeo Doubs, he had a pretty good game, but that one beautiful ball by Rodgers to the end zone that he couldn't just finish the catch on. It's things like that we're going to have to improve on. That's just too good of an opportunity to not be able to capitalize on. But Romeo Doubs looked pretty good again. Christian Watson, back from injury, really got his first major action. Obviously, he played a little bit week 1, dropped that gimme touchdown, but got his first career touchdown on a little end around. And I liked what I saw out of him too. I mean, we definitely have 2 very athletic and versatile weapons at receiver in our 2 rookies. It's just a matter of getting them the ball and letting them be effective in ways that they're good at and more comfortable with. So Dobbs just got to improve the hands, which I think he will. Obviously, 4th rounder, he wasn't the most pro ready guy ever. And it's stuff like that he's just going to have to continue to refine and sharpen. But Rashawn Gary also, I will say Rashawn Gary had a really fucking sick
really good
pass rush, strip sack on Bailey Zapp. Our Packers edge rushers, Gary and Smith, are actually the 2 highest graded Pro Football Focus pass rush, by pass rush win percentage in the NFL right now. So
yeah, Gary looked good every single time he got in the backfield. I was like, oh, here it comes again. Oh,
Gary is looking good, but
he looks really good.
Yeah, the Packers, I don't know, coming out of this week, I grade this past week like a D plus. Overall in the season, I'm thinking C plus. I think we definitely have a lot of improvement, and it is a weak NFC. So I'm saying we still maybe have a chance to contend, but we really got to clean it up, because a team like Philadelphia right now would fucking mop the floor with us.
Yeah.
But, let me go to Trev. Trev just hopped in a little late here. It was a big weekend for them Pittsburgh Steelers.
It was.
The torch has officially been passed from Mitch to Kenny. How are we feeling about it? How do we feel about the flashes that Kenny showed here?
I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Mitch, I think, was given plenty of opportunity to show what he can do.
Yeah.
Did he play bad? No. Was he doing what Mike T would want this offense to do? No. And that's what he said. He said the offense needed a spark, and him putting Kenny Pickett in there definitely, for my eyes, I think gave him a spark. Even though Kenny Pickett went out there and threw 3 picks.
One of them was like a consolation.
Two of them really aren't his fault.
I was about to say, despite 3 picks, Pro Football Focus graded Kenny Pickett's performance with 0 turnover-worthy plays. So
yeah. I mean, he threw 2 picks that were tipped, and then 1 in shit time, just threw it up to the end zone.
Yeah.
So I don't really see any of those as big red flags, but I like it. I like that Mike T took the initiative instead of waiting down the road when we're 3-8 to put in Kenny.
It's a really good time too, considering your guys' next 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get something cooking on offense, that'd be great. But I don't know. Going into Bills next week, our defense is looking a little banged up. Terrell Edmonds, looking a little banged up. Minka Fitzpatrick, Cam Sutton, Cam Hayward, all banged up. Witherspoon already ruled out.
Still no TJ Watt.
Still no TJ Watt, of course.
Damn.
But yeah, no, I like Kenny Pickett getting in there and getting with the guys. Especially the whole Steelers organization saw this coming. So that's why I think that was a big part of drafting Kenny Pickett, is that he's older than most rookies.
Yeah.
So him putting them in there, it's not like he's a fresh meat. Dude is grown.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sure.
He's not 20 years old like most rookies would be.
He's been there.
Yeah.
Literally, he's been in that stadium.
Literally.
The thing that really stood out to me most, and I saw on Twitter yesterday, I think, a direct, both plays right on top of one another, at the same time. It was kind of the same defensive look. One play was with Mitch at quarterback, one was with Kenny at quarterback. And Mitch it seems like he's got happy feet on every play, unless there is a literal, clean cut, completely clear pocket. It seems like he just gets rattled in that pocket, and that's the exact opposite for Kenny. I mean, he stood in and took an absolute shot on that play right down the seam to Freiermuth. And it's that kind of thing. Like that's what you want in an NFL quarterback. Cause a lot of these guys, they come from these big college programs that have, 10 5-star O linemen on the roster and 5-star receivers and a 5-star tight end. And things can get a little like easier for them when you're playing with all those advantages. And when you can find a guy that can come to the NFL and immediately be comfortable with not having all that at his fingertips anymore and kind of having to play in the slums with not as much talent around him, I think that's when you got a good NFL quarterback, when it's somebody who can produce even in a not ideal situation like that. So Kenny Pickett, dog,
Big time dog.
Let me stay on the topic of quarterbacks for a second. DiMaggio, does Justin Fields stink at football?
No. It's one of those scenarios where there's a lot going on that has to be calculated in that situation. The Bears receivers, I think, are 31st in separation rate and separation yardage. We have the highest pressure rate in the NFL on the O-line. And Justin Fields just isn't comfortable and doesn't have the amount. And there's a meme right now that Justin Fields had a wide open receiver down the middle. But there's a lot that goes into that play, and just a snapshot of a play doesn't really give the full momentum of it. He still had 2 deep safeties. I mean, if he launched it and Darnell was stopped in the middle of the field, he'd be good. But if Darnell kept moving upfield, there's very tight window and it's very sketchy. He also had pressure coming, and it's not as clean as a pocket as people make it out to be, but there's a lot that goes into it. And I just feel like people are trying to shut on him. It's 4 weeks in, new offense. Luke Getsky as a play caller has been awful. And it's just overall just a bad situation right now. And speaking of which, Cody Whitehair just goes down, who was one of our best pass blockers, which makes it even worse, which means that when Lucas goes back to center, his natural position, that means Mustafa is probably going to go back out to guard. And he has the worst PFF pass blocking grade in the NFL as it is. So there's a lot of issues on offense that don't just stem from Justin Fields. There's a lot. And on top of it, the run game's just been very solid. I mean, the Bears offensive line, I think, is 8th overall in PFF run blocking grade. So, like, yes, the passing offense hasn't been there, but it's because of issues in the passing offense as it is, and the running game just being so efficient. Justin Fields still has time to progress. He officially played his full season after last week, hitting that 16, 17 game mark. So he's still learning. There's still a lot that goes into it.
I was about to say, I'm rooting for the dude. He just got thrown in a really bad situation when it comes to offensive line play, especially for passing. I mean, I've been seeing you guys. Yeah, just offense in general. I mean, I've been seeing him being utilized more in the running game. Maybe it's just bad pass blocking because he just takes off and runs. But I've seen a lot of QB run plays, and he's made something out of nothing a lot of the time, and he's just being an athlete back there, which is what you really want in a situation like that. So just having a guy that can move around and create plays is going to lead to bigger things eventually. When you start building more around, I guess technically him, because like you said, your run game's already good. It just depends on, if you guys want to become obviously you want to become a better passing team, but it just depends on when. It's either you're waiting or you're going to, deal with it.
The thing that's really frustrating so far is that I've seen a lot of plays, and a lot of people have made comparisons in the pocket to Russell Wilson, just how he's been able to scramble and get out of a lot of shit that's happened. But the difference between Russell Wilson's success and Justin Fields' failure is just the overall lack of separation from the receivers. They've been getting clamped up. They
got no weapons.
There's no weapons right now. Darnell Mooney's the only person. And before last week, he was struggling. But you see last week when you gave him some time and he was taking the shots downfield, he hit them. I mean, there was a 52-yard reception. Darnell Mooney got open, and he had enough time in the pocket to launch in and hit it.
That was a
Justin
snag.
Fields is one of the highest graded PFF deep passers. But the issue is when you don't give him time to throw deep, you're never going to see it. So there's a lot that needs to be worked out. I think it's getting very what's the term? Noticeable, and just people know what the offense is going to be. Heavy run game, and the passing. I want to see more bootlegs. Get Justin Fields out with his legs and flood concepts. Just things where it's simple for the quarterback to read the field. I mean, I don't know. Flood. I'm personally like the way I see the field. Flood concepts I think are beautiful just because it makes very easy reads. And with an athletic quarterback, if none of them are open, just run, just go. Don't make a mistake. Take your 5 yards and get on with the play. Like, because at that point you're challenging the corner to make a decision on whether he wants to cover the middle route or the underneath. And if he covers, and if there's nobody over top, he has to go even higher to the level. And that leaves one of your two playmakers on a linebacker, which is even better. So it's like, there's simple things that I feel like an NFL head coach should be able to understand and know about your quarterback that I still haven't seen. And just the concepts. It just reminds me a lot of Nagy. It's not the curl routes on every play that's pissing me off. It's that you're not scheming anything up where maybe rubs, maybe get a receiver and where they're crossing and make the cornerback have to be an athletic player and get across the field. The passing offense is simple right now. And you can't have a simple passing offense if you don't have elite receivers. You have to have something that's intricate and actually brings value to the quarterback position where they can have somebody that will be a hot route or somebody that's going to be open when they need them to be. So, yeah, I don't say it's Justin Fields' fault. I honestly think it's literally everything around him up until this point.
Then with that being said, we could agree that Justin Fields' biggest thing against him right now would just be continuity.
His own team.
Like weapons,
Yeah.
So then going back to the conversation we had last week, is there any shot that the Justin Fields experiment works if you guys don't retain Mooney this offseason?
I think so.
Really? Losing your number one guy?
The reason why is because
they got a whole lot of cap space going into next offseason.
True.
You still got draft capital. It's not going to be impossible to find the needed weapons to make the Fields experience work.
There's a lot of things that can happen, and I don't think we're a playoff team. I really do think we could win 7 to 8 games just based off of how bad the schedule is and how dominant the run game's been, and the defense against the pass has been elite. Like Kyler Gordon, finally last game, I think he was targeted 3 times and gave up 1 completion for like 10 yards. And he had like an awful pass interference call. Like he just shit on the play. But he's getting better. They're finally realizing that you need to play him in one spot instead of trying to overload him and play him all around the field. If the defense can fix against the run, the defense will be elite enough for the offense to finally get some continuity and not have to feel like they need to control the clock better. Because I feel like right now the run game against the Bears has been so good and just been devastating against the Bears that you need to keep the ball as long as possible. So the running game has been the easiest way to do that, and they've been elite with it. So go to it. So if the Bears can figure out something where they defend better against the run, it will allow for Justin Fields to not feel like he needs the shoulder a little bit more and be stressed about what he doesn't have around him and just start dealing with what he does.
Yeah.
So.
Well, to wrap up Bears talk, you talked a little bit about Kyler Gordon, but I want to give some flowers to his rookie counterpart in the secondary, Jaquan Brisker. Dude's been balling out. But Saya, I want to switch over to you real quick. Obviously, your Atlanta Falcons got a big win on Sunday against the Cleveland Browns, but similar to the Steelers, some of the fans have started to maybe call for a change in starting quarterback. And maybe it's time to bench Mariota and give Desmond Ridder his first NFL experience. Thoughts on that?
Well, I'm not completely against the whole put in Ritter thing, bench Mariota, because as you guys know, I've been saying that Marcus Mariota just doesn't look like the veteran that he should be. But at the same time, we're 2-2. We're winning. We're still winning. We're still winning games. Well, we've won 2 straight after dropping the first 2, and I still think that Arthur Smith has got a whole lot of trust in Mariota. Mariota had a terrible game against the Browns, only completing 9 passes out of like 20. But the good thing about this Falcons team is that we've got elite grades on the offensive line as far as run blocking, pass blocking. We're in that upper echelon as of right now. So it's really just Marcus needs to take a slight step forward. And he, like I said, he just needs to be able to show that veteranism in him and just contain his composure throughout the 4 quarters of the game.
One thing I'll say about that is, I mean, obviously, you're a big Marcus Mariota guy just from coming from Oregon and just being that guy back then. But I will take your side on this because of the fact that he really hasn't been, in that starting role for some time. And so sometimes some guys, leave that role and it takes them a little bit to, get warmed up and get back to the game speed of, NFL, because practice is way different. Practice speed, we all know practice speed is way different than game speed. And the NFL is a lot faster than anything you'd ever understand if you don't, play the game of football. So I don't know. I feel like obviously coming off a bad game, it's kind of a blessing in disguise. I feel like because of the fact that either he can come out really, really hot this week and prove to everybody that he still can play, or it might be that time to eventually go to the young guy and just be the guy to help him out.
As long as he's not putting up a stinker against the Buccaneers, I think we easily win this game. The Buccaneers, as of right now, are in shambles. Tom Brady just is divorcing his wife.
His life is falling apart.
He doesn't know what he's doing. Cole Beasley just retired after seeing Tom Brady lose his wife. He's like, I'm not trying to lose my kids either. That last week was the first week Mike Evans actually looked like Mike Evans for the Bucks. And this Falcons team we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight all 4 quarters.
You guys are scrappy.
And one thing about us is we're gonna run the piss out of the football. That dude Arthur Smith dialed up 14 or 15 straight run plays in the second half, and we ended up winning that game and having a total of 202 yards on the ball running the ground.
Okay, what's up? Hold on. I have no idea what I did, but I okay. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, Dilly, the attention is on you now.
What's up?
Your Cardinals are the one team we haven't talked about yet. Big win against the Panthers this weekend after a slow start. I believe you guys are down 14-0. Kyler threw a yick 6. Bounce back, though, got the dub. Any thoughts, questions, concerns, comments on that performance from the Cardinals?
Yes. Of course, there's concerns. I'm a Cardinals fan. There's always concerns. Kyler's pick 6 wasn't the best throw decision by any means. Kyler did, in my opinion, have his best game of the year against the Panthers. Did have a slow I shouldn't say that. His best game was the Raiders, but slow start again, finish strong again. I am loving the connection with him and Hollywood Brown so far. Hollywood Brown is just going off, being our number 1 while Diop's out. So I love seeing that. I love seeing us use Zach Ertz. I want to see more for James Conner. I know he's a little banged up with that ankle, but he's still not being that power back that he was last season. Defense is not bad. I will say I'm a bit proud of our defense. There is some times where we should have, cover 2 versus man or man versus blitz, that type of thing. I would like to see more blitzing, more rushing the quarterbacks. The teams we've been playing, their quarterbacks have just had too much time. Less penalties. But about the Panthers game, I mean, a dub's a dub. I'm not going to complain. Obviously, we have the hardest game of our schedule next, being the Eagles, and not looking forward to it.
The Bird Bowl.
That's a L.
Not looking forward to it. But here's the negative
That's
part.
the best team in the
Fucking
league.
Cliff Kingsbury is gonna be the death of me.
Yeah, get that guy out of
You have a fucking 3rd and 16, and you fucking throw a slip screen at a halfback 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage when there's 5 defenders around him. Throw a slant 6 yards down the field, let the receiver get some yak, and if not, then you're looking at a 4th and 3, 4th and 4, whatever. Cardinals have the best 4th down conversion percentage in the league. They're 11 for 15. We've went for it on 4th down more than Matt Prater has kicked field goals. Which is another thing is 3rd down conversions, 3rd down conversions.
3rd down, money down.
They cannot convert a 3rd down for shit, dude. And it's annoying because it, gives us, yes, it's cool how we are the best 4th down team in the league, but it's just not a stat you want to have because
It means you get to 4th down all the time.
Yes. So it's really, the play calling is really our main problem, just because we all know what Kyler can do when he's got an open field, and Kyler has not looked like the Kyler he was last year, the year before. We can all agree with that because he's not using his legs like he used to.
Yeah.
There is, it's a receiver problem. It's injuries, of course, but it's also, Cliff needs to trust Kyler. Kyler needs to trust Cliff. Kyler needs to trust Kyler, and Cliff needs to trust Cliff. And that's just what's going to win us games. And if they can do that from now on, we'll be okay. And if not, it's definitely something that the Cardinals need to consider going in the offseason about what they want to do moving forward with the coach.
That's too bad for Cliff. He just started construction on a new house in the valley.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Cliff, he's a good coach. He's not a good play caller.
Yeah.
So if we can maybe bring in an OC that can call good plays, we should be good. But
Cliff, you're trying to get your receivers yak, not the fans to yak.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But, we're 2-2. Can't complain.
500. Can't complain.
500. Our 2 losses came from 2 very good teams, and our 2 wins came from. We could call the Raiders a good team, despite the record. We can call them a good team, and then we beat the Panthers, which is
Baker sucks, Dookie.
yes. But the win, but the loss against the Chiefs, I'm not mad. It's the Chiefs. Loss against the Rams, I'm not mad. They always beat us at home. The thing with the Rams, we lost by a possession. What's
the Falcons also only lost by a possession to the Rams as well.
There
I
you
think
go.
the Rams might be in some trouble.
And the
We
Niners
gotta
just
move on
destroyed
here,
them.
but
I think
just
so.
bringing up the Rams real quick. They got some things to work on. You give Allen Robinson $15 million a year, and he's getting 8 total targets through fucking 4 games this year. Just unbelievable. The fact that Cooper Kupp has more receptions than Justin Fields has completions, that's almost a bad stat for the Rams. Just the fact that you're over relying on this guy so much that he's got fucking 44 catches in 4 games. That's ridiculous. You need to.
They have
need to
all
figure
that
things
talent in Allen Robinson behind him, and then they got what's his name,
Skowronek.
Skowronek.
Yeah.
They have Tyler Higbee at tight end
Tyler
as well.
Higbee,
Pretty good.
Cam Akers can catch.
They don't play Cam Akers.
I get Cooper Kupp's the best receiver in the league, but there's gonna be a time where he's not gonna be open or he's gonna get hurt.
Not gonna lie, I think that Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff are like the Spider-Man meme. Just pointing at each other.
Very, very funny that you bring that up. I got a little stat sheet here from Goff and Stafford through his 4 games here. Matthew Stafford only has a 10% more completion percentage, but has 100 less yards, three more picks, and 7 less touchdowns.
Wow.
Jared
Yeah,
Goff's playing
Jared-
some really good football. Jared
Jared
Goff is
Goff,
playing some very, very good football.
Dude, the Lions have they're
The
on
Lions
pace to
have-
have the 5th highest scoring offense of all time.
Dude,
Yeah, as of-
their
as of-
offense is legit. It's just their defense is what's holding them back right
Oh,
now.
the
They're-
Lions
yeah, as of right now, the Lions have the first ranked offense and the last ranked defense.
Mhm.
It's
Lions are dog shit, bro. I just don't like.
it's
I
a
feel
salty
like I've
Bears
had a
fan.
lot of conversations, not even on the podcast, but like in like just
In
day to
life.
day, and people are like raving about the Lions, how good the Lions are. I'm like, I understand the offenses look great. They put up 48 against Seattle's defense, which is one of the worst in the league. Their offense against one of the better defenses, Vikings put up 24, which is still respectable, still not great. And overall, their defense has been so awful that it's been compared to the Cowboys first 4 weeks back when they gave up like 450 yards per game. Like, it's been awful. I guess I get like the Lion hype train, like was like because of all the videos and the movie, the show, I forgot fucking whatever the show's called.
I've
Hard Knocks.
been high on the line. I mean, I've been telling you guys I've been high on the lines before Hard Knocks was even a thing. Like,
But the
this
thing
year.
is, like,
But
I'm officially calling for that hype train to die. Like, they are 1-3. Their defense has been god awful. I don't care how good the offense is if you can't score more points than the team you're playing. You can put up 45, but if you lose because the other team put up 48, that's sorry. You're a sorry sack of shit team. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm literally
The
looking.
Lions scored. Have the Bears scored 45 combined yet?
Yes,
Have
they
the Bears
have.
ever scored 45 in a
But
game?
also, they're 2-2. The Lions are 1-3, and the Lions defense is superiorly awful compared to every other team in the league.
hey, just
like,
remember that. Just
so
remember that the last time the Bears scored 45 points was Jay Cutler's playing QB. Just remember that.
I don't think like you guys can roast the Bears
Bring
offense all
back
you want,
Jay.
but it's never been the Bears offense that's been good. It's literally been the defense that's carried them every single year that they've ever been good.
Oh yeah, defense
So,
wins
like-
one championship. We've been over this.
Exactly. Exactly. You look. I don't want to. No, I'm bringing up a stat right now because you can talk your shit all you want. Every team that's won a Super Bowl in the past 20 years has had a top 10 defense, statistically.
Yeah.
So
Well,
defense does still win championships, not in the Bears records. It's whatever. It's fine.
here's
But-
what I'm going to say about the Lions. I think that on paper and just by the eye test, they are almost like a more extreme version of like the 2011 Packers or the 2016 Falcons even. Just the gap between their offense and their defense is so vast that like I don't know. It's just hard, but their offense is clearly elite. I mean, on paper, they're the number one ranked offense in the league. They're passing the eye test. I mean, they can put up points at will on pretty much anybody. It's just their defense might be the worst defense we've ever faced.
Let me also throw in another wrinkle there. The Lions don't even have Jameson Williams back yet. That dude is going to be electric.
But Jameson Williams, I've heard reports that he's practicing and like looks healthy. He's still not projected to come back until week 7, week 8.
Oh, I'm not saying for this year. I'm saying like next. Like I'm not even saying he'll.
Well,
play
he's
this year.
he's
I'm not
apparently
even-
supposed to come back this year, like play. And I
Oh,
get the hype.
I mean, probably, but like
And
the last time we saw Jameson Williams was an electric player. And
I'm
pair-
excited to see
you pair-
how that Lions offense does with them.
Jameson, Amon-Ra, DeAndre, Jamal, Hawkinson. It's a good offense.
J-Mo and Amon
No, it's
Ra.
an amazing offense. And you next year, hopefully, you get an even better quarterback to man the ship. I know Jared Goff's having a great season. He's still not the answer, though.
I don't know.
He might be.
I am not betting my life guarantees on Jared Goff.
I'm
Hey,
telling
no
you,
one's
I
asking
don't
to
think
bet your life
I don't
guarantee.
think he was. I don't even think
think
he was
he's-
a really, really bad quarterback. It's just that the Rams defense when they made it to the Super Bowl was so good that it kind of got overshined.
Jared Goff didn't even
Yeah.
have an amazing season.
But he played good enough to obviously get him to a
He
Super
took him
Bowl.
to the Super Bowl.
There's been plenty of quarterbacks that do that with a good defense. There's
If you put
literally
Jared
think-
Goff in
I think
last
you would
year's
put
Rams
a
roster,
good amount of quarterbacks.
if you give me last year's Rams team, but the trade for Matt Stafford never happened, I think they still at least go to the NFC Championship.
Mhm.
If Goff had this version of Cooper Kupp to play with, it would be a totally different story. But Cooper Kupp was never this good in Goff's era, and the team overall, I would say, was not as well-rounded, and he still was able to get them to a Super Bowl because Ramsey wasn't even on that team.
I think
was
the
he?
only reason you're
Yeah,
hating
it
on
was, I think.
on him right now is because he's playing for the Lions. I genuinely
Yeah,
think
you're
that's
just a dumb Bears.
He wasn't
mark.
good with the Rams either. And my point to Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp's been the same receiver every year.
No.
He's been an electric route runner, good after the catch. He's always been good. His level got raised because he got a better quarterback. I know Matt Stafford's numbers aren't great right now, but he is still exponentially better than Jared Goff.
Yeah, you got to.
I just no, honestly, I just think that Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp are the definition of butt buddies, bro. They go to breakfast together. They go to lunch together. These guys spend time on the weekends together. Like, do these guys ever have a moment apart?
Yeah,
I
could
feel
also.
I'm at a point where like I get like the Lions hype. Cool. I feel like it's dead though. Like it needs to calm down. The offense is elite. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's not. Well, when your defense is that bad, and it's like everybody expected, like was projecting. I'm like, ooh, they can even make the playoffs. They could do this. Like there was projections. Tice literally has them before in the preseason as the number 2 ranked in the NFC North.
I stand by that.
I still stand by that.
And I don't understand how you can when the defense has been literally so bad.
It's only week
that you
5.
can put up 45 and still lose
It's
to
only
the
week 5.
Seahawks.
It's week 5.
And they're 1-3. Their defense has been that bad.
I think there's still so much time in the season to see something change.
Not that dramatically. When your
I think if
defense
they're
has
winning
been
by
this
3 points
historically
instead of
bad,
losing 3 points, you can still win games.
when your defense has been this historically bad and you lost, the Vikings are 3-1, the Packers are 3-1. The Vikings still look the part. They've been looking good. Their only loss was to the Eagles, which is a now 4-0 team and literally has been the best team in football.
The best team in football.
The Packers have been thugging it out 3-1, and they are still favorites to win that division. I still think the Vikings are going to win it, whatever. The Bears are still atop of them. I think they could still definitely finish underneath the Lions. That one's still a toss-up to me. But the Lions are not a good team. They're not playoff contenders. They're not going to go above 500. The projection for 6 and 7 win is the best that they should have been projected because they are still a bottom 5 team in the league.
You're just a Bears mark. So
I've been talking about the Vikings and how the Packers have been playing so well too. I've been talking about how Romeo Doubs is still one of my favorite receivers from the draft. I'm shitting on the Lions because the Lions were the most
because people like the Lions now. That's why.
And that's great. And I loved the Lions before the season. You can ask anybody. I was rooting for them because they've been losing so bad. And honestly, there was a lot of times where they should win. But it's gotten to the point where this team is so glorified that it needs to stop.
You're just mad that their greatest running back of all time is better than your greatest running back of all time.
We are
Maggio, just accept that you don't. That you're hating on the Lions. You're preying on the Lions' downfall so hard because
call them T Grizzly.
Because you're just hoping to God that they don't rise above the Bears and leave the Bears all alone in the bottom of the NFC North by themselves to rot.
If
you don't want the
Bears
Lions to join the upper echelon
draft
with the Vikings
pick,
and Packers,
I'd be happy. I don't care about the Bears. I don't care about any other team. I'm looking directly at the Lions. The Lions are not a good football team. And you can't sit here and tell me that they are. Their offense, great.
That's what half of us are doing.
Great. But the
Thanks
other half,
but you.
What's up?
I think we're all saying that, but you.
And I don't understand why. Like, you can look at the game tape, you can look at their overall record, you can look at how bad their defense is and the teams that they've played. They're not good.
I think you're looking too much into that Seahawks loss. I mean, they gave up
too much into that Seahawks loss.
They gave up 48 to the Seahawks, but also the Seahawks are led by Geno Himph at quarterback.
Geno.
DiMaggio. Let me riddle off. Let me riddle off these next few games for the Lions, and you tell me. Next week they play the Patriots.
Dub.
W.
Lose.
Following week they're in Dallas playing the Cowboys.
L.
Lose.
Then they go to Miami.
Lose.
Then they go to the Green Bay,
Lose.
No.
and then they play Chicago.
Is it at
W.
Chicago or at?
W.
That's a hard dub, dude.
W.
Chill out.
Gobble's
Is
gonna-
No matter where. No matter where.
You don't understand. The Lions
matter
have
where,
lost to
W.
the Bears more times in the past 5 years than they've lost to the Vikings.
Okay, well,
and
here's the thing. Here's the
Packers.
thing. It's
So
just like
I'm
it's just
asking-
like I was talking to Tice here. You had a average at best defense with the Patriots when they played Green Bay, and an average at best offense. And then you had an average at best offense playing against a decent defense. It
Being
doesn't
honest,
fucking matter, dude.
if I'm being honest, I think with Mac Jones still being out, that the Patriots are not that great of a team right now,
Mm-mm.
and can definitely lose to the Lions.
Yeah, we definitely could.
Will,
Our
will,
defense
will
isn't
it happen?
fantastic.
I don't know. But is
Our
it
defense isn't
possible to happen?
fantastic,
Definitely.
but I think that our defense is good enough to stop that team for at least 20 points.
When the Lions are 2-8, 1-9,
All right,
whatever the
all right,
record is midway
all right.
through the season, I'm
They're
going to
not
be
gonna
sitting
rattle
here.
off 6 straight
I'm
losses.
going to be saying I told you.
Well, when they beat the Bears, I will also tell you I told you.
Is it at Detroit or is it?
It doesn't
in
matter
Detroit?
where it is. I'm still rooting for the
I'm
Lions.
asking the question. Nobody's
It's in,
answering.
It's in Chicago.
Then
It's still a
Chicago
W.
wins.
It's still a W for the
Chicago
Lions.
wins.
Nope.
Watch.
Nope.
Because you
You
said the
guys-
same thing against
your guys'
about the Niners game
offense-
with so much confidence, and we won. So
You guys' offense won't score, but their
you're
offense
so
will score.
confident that the Lions' defense can turn things
No, their-
around,
their
and the
def-
Bears'
their defense
offense
isn't-
can't.
their
Like the
defense isn't
defense has
great.
been so awful; it's been historic.
Yeah.
I think they can.
I don't understand what is happening.
I think they can improve enough defensively to go from right now being like the worst defense of all time to come end of the year just the worst defense this year.
And that's still not good.
I think that's good enough to win 7 games with how good their offense
I think
is.
it's good enough to beat the Bears both times I play them.
I think it's good enough to win 7 to 9 games. If you put even a 16th ranked defense with this offense, there's a chance they go undefeated because the offense is that fucking good.
When they
The
score
fact that their
45 on
defense is
Chicago,
literally the
and
worst
Chicago
of all
scores
time,
12.
and they've still found a way to get even a single win is pretty damn impressive to me. And I think there's really the only direction you can go is up defensively for them because they're fucking like the worst of all time. But
They beat the Commanders,
Again.
bro.
When they beat the
left
Bears,
hand up. Who are we? The Commanders.
hey, when they beat the Bears by 20 points, I don't want to see you crawling back here saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Sorry, why would I say
Wow.
that? Because they're still gonna be like 2-7 at the halfway mark.
You just said 1-9.
1-9. I said also 2-8.
Nah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's all right.
I literally
Sorry.
did I not say that? I said 1-9 or 2 or 8,
Yeah, well, you just said 2-7, which that would mean to be like what, 3-7,
which means they add another
and then
loss by the halfway
and
mark.
then it would turn into another win, and it would turn into another win. Both times they play Chicago, it's still going to be a W. It's all right, dude. It's all right. It's all right. Just hate on the Bears.
They're high on the Lions.
Just
They're
hate on the
just
Lions.
kidding.
Just be a hater. It's all right.
All right.
Wow.
Lions in 2.
We should change the name of this. We should change the name of our show to Lions Table because we've been talking a whole lot of Lions recently. But all right, this ran a little long. Let's move on real quick. We got our second ever edition of Lunch Table Draft Day coming at you right now. I got an order right here. We'll go Saya, Bush, me, Trev, DiMaggio, Dilly. Everybody make note of that. And this week's draft, we are going to be drafting uniforms. More specifically, any professional sports uniform, pretty much ever, from the MLB,
Oh, I can
NBA,
back-to-back.
or NFL. So,
Oh, so we can't go like NHL?
yeah, you can go NHL.
Yeah, go
any,
NHL.
any sports team, any
All right,
sports
all right,
team.
all right, all right.
Professional.
Not really gonna. Yeah, any professional sports team.
All right, so let's open up this draft. Do 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 do. Saya, you are on the clock.
All right. Well, you know me. These jerseys, a staple for LeBron and his history.
The white.
Did a lot of great things in these jerseys. as Bush said, yeah, it's easy first pick. We're staying down in South Beach in the Miami Whitehots.
The Whitehots are fire.
That's
Unbeatable.
a solid pick.
Mm.
All right, moving on to Bush, second pick.
I'm being biased. I don't care. We're wearing them this week. Give me them Patriot
Hey.
throwbacks.
Yes, sir.
The Pat Patriots.
Them jerseys are so hard. I'm so excited to see them.
All right, that brings it to me at the third pick, and all right, I'm gonna stick in the NFL. They're the hottest team in the league right now, and I think they got the hottest throwbacks of all time.
Yep.
Give me the Kelly
Kelly
Green
Green.
Eagles.
See, if that was still on the table, I was taking that too. Them Kelly Green unis, so beautiful.
Oh yeah. All
When they
right,
bring them
Trev.
back finally,
Yeah.
Next year, I think they will.
Yeah.
All right, might be an unpopular opinion amongst us, but I was a huge fan of those all white Bengals uniforms.
yep, me too. Them shits are fire, bro.
Those were fire.
Those right. That's
Them-
fun.
That's what I was waiting on. I was like, dude, the Bengals need to make a white helmet. They made a white helmet. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not that those Bengals jerseys weren't good, weren't great even. It's just they just felt lacking.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
Just
like-
lacking just a little something.
I feel like if they wear black pants the next time they wear them, it'll be the hardest jersey maybe we've ever seen in our life.
See, I think it was you, Bush, that I was talking to, but I was like, dude, I think the orange is throwing the whole thing off, just because there's no orange on a white Bengal. You know, if it was all white and black, it'd be fine. But
Yeah.
Bush, I think it was you. I don't know who I was
I
talking.
don't remember. I think it's probably me.
You're like, I think it needs more orange. I was like, what the fuck? More orange?
Dimaj,
That's a good
fifth
pick.
pick.
Honestly, I feel like these jerseys are some of my favorites of all time. You guys can hate it if not. The throwback Grizzly jerseys.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Those
Mhm.
easily some of my favorite jerseys of all time. The blue is just, I love it. There's very intricate designs around the cutoffs and the neck. It's just overall, there's a lot of
Let me get a Mike Bibby throwback jersey.
exactly like they're just good jerseys.
Oh yeah. And then Dilly finishing off this first round.
Dude, I've been thinking about this the whole time, and I have no idea what to pick. But the only thing that came to mind, and you know, just like Trev's, might be an unpopular opinion, but to me, dude, if I was still playing ball and I was in the pros, I'd be rocking those St. Louis Cardinal cream colored jerseys.
Oh, those are fire.
The off-white ones, bro, are
Mhm.
so fire. To kick it off round 2, we're still going snake, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kick it off round 2. Now, you know, I'm gonna keep it in my fan base. You know, we're gonna go with the Washington National City Connects.
Hmm.
I fuck with
Those are the ones with the
blossoms, the
the
flowers,
cherry blossoms. Yeah, those are fire.
blossoms. You know, good representation of DC without, you know, anything monumental. You know, it's good for them to show that, you know, DC is known for something else than that. And, you know, they just put it together so well with the gray and the beige, and it's heat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely. I think I'm up next, and this is a jersey that with the helmet, I don't know if you can say that they aren't the best of all time throwback jerseys. The creamsicles.
I like the creamsicles jerseys. Those are fire.
I love the creams.
The Dolphins ones.
The Buccaneers.
Buccaneer
Oh,
creamsicle ones.
Buccaneer
Those ones are
ones.
fire. Those are fire.
I just remember Josh Freeman in them. It was a weird time. It's always stuck in my head for no reason.
Yep.
I'm taking the creamsicles.
No, those are honestly like for me like top 3 NFL jerseys like ever, and we've named all the 3 that are in my top 3. So
Next.
Sometimes teams just really don't know what they got till it's gone. Till it's too late.
Till it's too late.
All right. Trevo.
just like Tom Brady. I mean,
Had to throw it in there. Don't know how they slipped this far, but the best uniforms in college football. Give me UNC.
the UNC jerseys are so gas.
especially them throwback ones that came out.
I think the reason I didn't say anything is because I thought we were doing pro teams, but I mean, shoot, we're doing college teams.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
timeout. I
timeout.
thought we was doing pros.
Are we just doing professional?
I mean, I was like, shoot, that if we're doing
If that's
college,
the case, there's a lot of other options.
That was what I limited my
Oh shit! Wasn't paying attention to details.
Because
It's a
All right, I
great
got you,
choice
man.
though, because them shits go tough.
I was about to say that's one in all of college football, and I don't think anything's beating that.
All right, I'll change it then. Fuck. I'll take the Bumblebee jerseys.
Da. That's
One
almost
for
as bad
one.
as
That's
no
worse.
way.
This guy.
that's almost as bad as that's almost as bad as some Packer blue jerseys with the brown
No,
helmets,
Packers
dude.
are worse.
No,
bro.
them Packer
You're really
blues,
picking
them
the
Packer
Packers.
blues.
No way you
Them
guys are
Packer
about to
blue
start throwing
jerseys.
trash.
If you're
No
really
way you
picking
guys
the
about to start
Packers
talking
over the
trash on the
Bumblebee.
fucking yellow dots. Oh,
Those are fire. Tyson, I'm with you. I like.
No.
I like
See,
those jerseys.
them jerseys are fire, but if you're throwing it with a brown helmet, that's just an odd, dude. It's just brown
Yeah,
pants and brown helmet.
it's a callback to the leather helmets.
Miss.
Still bad. Still bad.
Miss.
Still awful.
Right.
Yeah, when did your
Does it mean-
teams join the NFL? Definitely after the Packers.
Trev, I do fuck heavily with the yellow helmets y'all used to wear,
Mm-hmm.
but the bumblebees, bro.
It's a part of you.
Is it?
See,
Is
the
it me?
bumblebee was fire, but the worst part about the bumblebee is the numbers, dude. If they just blended the numbers in with these instead of just having a white square, it'd be fine.
Stop playing with the Bumblebees.
Is it? Am I up? Am I up right now?
No, it is me.
All right, that's right.
And then you, Bush. All right, I went NFL with my last one. Gonna switch it over to the NBA. Definitely a homer pick here, but I do think that they are some of the fucking dopest jerseys of all time. It's the Bucks 90s alternate greens with the deer on the jersey.
No, those are fire.
Made popular by
Those
Ray
are
Allen
fire.
and Glenn Robinson.
Yeah, those are fire.
Those are fire.
I'm gonna go big curveball here. I'm going straight to the NHL. Let me get those blue Penguin jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
Them things
I love
are beautiful.
Wow, yeah, dude. Talk about using not your team colors and making it fire.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. That's a good pick.
The
Close it
Guinos.
up. I'm up. I'm up
Yep.
now.
Saya finishing out the second round.
All right. Bush was talking about a curveball. I don't really think that's a curveball. I'm throwing a real curveball at you right now.
12-6.
I'm going soccer. Going soccer
Ooh.
kit. Going soccer kits here.
Ooh, let me hear this one.
Let me clear the voice. I'm going with PSG's 22-23 away
Oh my god,
kits.
them
For these
Oh.
these little gray joints.
yeah, them Johns are so hard, dude.
It's black.
Oh.
It's in gray.
Ah.
It's simple. It's got the Jordan on one chest. It's got the
Just
PSG on the
just
other
having
chest.
a Jumpman
Just-
logo on any part of your jersey just makes it better.
It's
It
just
just makes it
so
better.
so clean, so simple.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
for my last pick, top of the third round here, I'm going with the alternate throwbacks. So not the throwbacks, but the alternate throwbacks. So if these Falcons got the black throwbacks, I'm going alternate throwbacks, which were the red jerseys
Red.
with the gray stripes and the black stripe and the Falcon on the shoulder.
Yes, sir. And the
I like that. I like that. I like
the
that. I like that.
rookie year Dion.
Yes, sir. Exactly, Tice. You know what I'm exactly.
Here
what
we
I'm
go.
talking about.
Give me that Falcons red throwback helmet on those though.
Oh yeah.
I'm also going to throw another
I'm telling
literal
you.
curveball at you. I'm going to baseball. Give me the Phillies blue jerseys with the
Yes,
cursive
dude.
red P
Yes,
on them.
the best baby blue jerseys in the fucking MLB, and I will say it forever.
Them Johns are so hard. I know you love some Bryce Harper, but you hate him at the same time. But every time I see that dude up to bat with that blue jersey on, I'm
It's
like, dude, this
trouble.
guy's going to hit a home run
It's
about
trouble.
490 feet every time.
It's trouble.
That guy is so drippy in baseball, and baseball's not even like a super drippy sport, but god dang, when he wears the blue,
Yes, yes, Bush.
them jerseys are gas.
And them Phillies, bro, are rolling into the playoffs hot.
Yeah. MLB playoffs are about to heat up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, my last pick here. It's a shame we're just sticking to pro teams because I would use this slot to put in what I think is the greatest uniform of all time, and that would be the all black Johns donned by Paul Crewe in the Mean Machine in The Longest Yard. But I don't think we could consider them a real pro team, so I'm gonna have to pass on that. And instead, with my final slot, there's a lot that I'm thinking of right now, but
there's so much that I could say.
This is kind of under the radar. Not everybody might agree, but some of my favorite jerseys of all time are the Kansas City Royals.
Yep.
It used to be like kind of like the Bo Jackson era, and they just brought him back this year. But the baby blue, just two-tone white letters, baby blue jersey, just says Kansas City in block across the chest. So simple, so clean. Obviously, Bo Jackson was wearing them when he fucking ran
the guy
halfway up a wall.
Yep.
But yeah, the baby blue Kansas City Royals, clean.
Yeah, I like that.
We got
Fires of me next.
Yes, sir.
All right, give me for my last pick. Give me the purple Raptors jerseys.
Yeah.
Trev, that was my pick, bro.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Go home.
Go home.
Good night, Toronto.
Fuck.
Oh, there's so many fire jerseys and just like
Yes.
you never think about them until you have to like get put on the spot.
Oh, I could name like four off the top of my head.
That
But
makes,
we're sticking to pros. We're
because
sticking
I
to pros.
literally my pick right after was a Raptors jersey. And I don't want to be that guy. I was gonna had a whole spiel, dinosaurs close to heart, old throwback white ones.
Oh my
Sniped it.
But he got
said-
the
he
purple,
said,
and I'm not gonna be that guy that
Wow.
takes double repeat type shit. So I'm gonna have to go with the other jersey that's been sitting in my brain the whole time. I didn't want to do it because I already have a light blue shirt. I'm going with the Chargers baby blue jerseys.
Mhm.
They classic, love them, always have. Had to
I
do it.
got
Hot
an
take
honorable
here.
mention after Billy goes because it's gonna piss DiMaggio off, and I love it. But
Okay.
it's all right.
All right, Dilly,
Hot
bring
take.
us home.
Hot take here before Dilly goes. I think those Chargers Midnight Navy jerseys are better than
Fucking
the
fire, bro. I was gonna fucking pick that, dog.
No way. No, you weren't.
Pick
Yes, I
it.
was, dude. Dead
No,
ass.
you
I'm like,
weren't,
fuck.
bro.
Thank God you said Chargers, because guess fucking what?
What?
Give me a second. Okay,
The
fuck
minute
it.
I'm
Let's
good
run
for
it. Okay. Not sure what. Yeah. Give me that Bills all red uni with the red throwback helmet.
Mhm.
Mm.
Those are
Okay.
hard.
Mm.
Fuck it. Give me that.
Teased
Hey,
by Josh
come
Allen
on.
this year in Family Night for the
All right.
Buffalo Bills, a potential future addition to the Bills lineup, maybe.
Let me get this honorable mention out the way just to piss DiMaggio off. We've been talking about that team in Detroit. Let me get the GOAT era of the fucking Lions. Give me that Barry Sanders throwback blue home jersey with that fucking just all gray helmet.
Yes.
Give me that.
Fine.
Them shits are so hard. Anytime I see one of the Barry Sanders jerseys, they're just sitting there so clean, so basic. Every time I see one on the rack, I'm like, dude, I want to buy it. I want to buy it so bad. And every time I go to buy a jersey, it's never up there.
Yeah, you're weird for that.
No,
I,
them things are so beautiful.
I got an
So
honorable
basic.
mention.
I like the gray ones better, honestly. Like
Nah, you're
I
tripping.
was-
Those are
You're tripping.
Those are kind of
You're
fun.
I like the gray ones better.
I was gonna say before I picked that I like how Tice mentioned Mean Machine, because I was gonna say it's not that fire in the movie, but when anytime I see someone wearing it in person, I want to cop that Bobby Boucher jersey.
Oh yeah, the Mud Dogs,
The Mud
Yeah,
Dogs.
that Bobby Boucher jersey is fire.
the Bourbon Bowl, the Flint Tropics too.
Oh my
Classic.
God, fire jersey.
No, I have an honorable mention though, Bush. You mentioned the Lions. I thought you were going to go with kind of a deep cut here. They only wore them, I think, maybe 2-3 years there in the mid 2000s. But the
Mhm.
alternate black Lions jerseys.
Yeah, them Johns were
I
fire
think
too.
Calvin wore them.
Them Johns right there.
Yep.
Yeah, those
Those
were
were
fire.
tough.
Those were fire.
Bro, yes.
And then,
Brother,
one more.
I'm talking about these super basic but extremely hard. You see
Yep.
that? Number 20, that's the greatest running back of all time, DiMaggio. That's
I'm
the greatest
telling you.
running back of all time.
I might just be a purist, but I have always thought the best like NFL jerseys specifically are just the basic like block letter, stripes on the sleeves, keep it simple, keep it classy. Like I'm not a big fan of like these new era uniforms like the Falcons, they're all right, but like I think the Falcons like should have gone in a more like traditional like kind of retro vibe.
Well,
Their
you
new
talk.
kits.
Are you
The
talking?
fades and
Are
stuff.
you talking about the gradients?
That and just like the normal like the new home and away like the font and just like the
Yeah.
kind of like the drop shadow on the font. It's
So,
just
like,
it's not really
in
my
a-
style.
I was
in
gonna
a,
say,
in a perspective here, Tice. So basically, if you're talking about just throw it back, we're talking about pros, but I'm talking about college right now, just for jersey wise. So you're talking like
Because
Penn
I'm getting
State,
disrespected. Hold
Penn
on.
State, and like Wisconsin, just super basic stuff, like just throwback. Like I said, Penn State, USC stayed the same. Just everything that's just been there for forever. Just a shit ton of like history.
see, U of A too. U of A.
Bam, bam. Thank
Yes,
you,
although-
ma'am. These jerseys are
No,
fire.
no, those are ugly as. But the
These
all
jerseys
black,
are
the all black new Falcon jerseys are fire. The only thing I don't like about Atlanta's jerseys is the ATL. I like the ATL because
Hey.
that's
Peace up. A-Town down.
you know I just don't I don't like the ATL. I don't like how it looks. It just
Hayden.
just eat the full thing. But
You guys aren't a part of the culture down there. Don't worry.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
ATL, those
Okay.
throwback Atlanta Hawks jerseys with the hawk on the front are some of my favorites of all time.
I was gonna U of A too. They've always been like not always really, but the what was like the Kadeem, you know, what was the Kadeem
Carey.
Carey?
Team carry.
Team
Kadeem Carey. Those days, you know, when they brought
product.
when they followed like the new era, you know, trend, whatever, get New Jersey. I didn't like those, but the unis they have this year, bro, those Navy ones are
The desert storms.
yes, dude, those are so heat.
Yeah, sorry, I like teams that win.
One more honorable mention real quick. DiMaggio, you mentioned the powder blue Chargers. This probably is only a me thing, but I think the best Chargers unis of all time, hands down, are like the all Navy early LT days, like the ones that they wore the year he broke the record with the Navy helmet. I think the Chargers look way better with Navy helmets than they do with white helmets, but Chargers still have good kits now, but I think they had elite kits in the mid 2000s.
I'm just a sucker for fucking powder blue.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, I mean,
Powder blue goes very hard. But hey, good uniform talk, boys. Love some uniforms.
Draft day. Good draft day.
Hell yeah. Draft day, day 2. You could call it. But all right. Well, this one went a little long. Had some more passionate Lions talk in there. Always fun.
Fuck the Lions.
Anybody got any closing thoughts, closing statements? I got one thing to say, but I'll let y'all go first if you got anything.
hey, maybe sometimes you gotta love your family more than you love your sport.
Yeah,
That's
That's all I
come on,
gotta
Brady.
say.
Yeah.
Come on, Brady.
Valid.
Do better. Be a better example.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta know
Better.
when to let go and you know turn it into time to be a family.
Retire,
man.
fucker.
You got
God.
Giselle as a wife and you are not hitting at a night, TB. What you doing?
All right, Dilly, bro. Relax, guy. Relax.
What you gotta say, Tice?
I was just going to close this out by saying, not even congratulating. I'm going to acknowledge the fact that Aaron Judge hit 62 home runs.
Yep.
Congrats on beating a conference record.
Fuck Aaron Judge.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not a Yankees fan, literally who gives a shit? He didn't even break the real home run record. Let the guys juice again. Let them eat their Trembolone. Makes a better game. But yeah, Aaron Judge hit 62 home runs. That's all I got to say.
I mean, it's impressive.
Yeah.
But I do think if he juiced, then he would have steered clear of that 73 record. But
Would have smashed it.
probably
it's
by
almost
a
like
good
when
20.
guys take steroids, it makes a better product on the field.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I
it's
mean,
crazy.
that's pretty
crazy.
honest,
That's
because
kind of
it's
crazy.
true.
Who'd have thought though? I would have never guessed that.
you know, performance enhancing drugs. I would have never thought that they, made your performance better. But anyways,
Yeah. Aaron Judge, 62 home runs. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit of playoff baseball next week. Probably not the Yankees, though.
Probably not. Well, the wild card will be over, so we will have a smaller bracket by next episode. So.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
stay tuned for that. Get excited for that.
Then we could talk about them Braves going back to back.
Shot. They got a good shot. Braves are looking good.
Lunch Table fans, start counting down the days until the 6 most qualified and versed MLB experts in the world all come together to talk playoff baseball.
Yep. Damn right.
All right. Well, I'm Big Tice. These are the boys. This is the
Stay
Lunch
hydrated.
Table. We will see you next week.